In this week's parasha we have Hashem telling us all about korbanos. Now the Sfarim tell us that the animal part of the korban, which itself needs to be understood, but the animal part wasn't the main part of the korban. The main part of the korban was Adam ki yakriv mikem, when a man sacrifices from himself for Hashem. Now the word korban is translated in English as sacrifice or offering, but really in Lashon Kodesh it means korban, means Lashon of kiruv, of coming closer to Hashem. Now how does a korban make us closer to Hashem? And how can we ever get close to Hashem? Hashem is so infinite, so much bigger than us. How can we, made out of flesh and bones, in this world, get close to Hashem? So now this is where the idea of korbanos comes in, which if you look in the Sfarim, it's mamish, it's crazy what korbanos does and how it brings us close to Hashem. So I want to share with you a little bit what it says in the Sfarim about the idea of korbanos and being makriv from ourselves to Hashem. Now, inside of us, we have a raging animal, we have an angry bull, a pleasure-seeking cow, a lazy sheep that wants to get us to act like an animal, to have short-sighted and short-term pleasure-seeking, looking at the world for me right now, and our egos and our animalistic tendencies, which are very, very real. The scientists say we're 98% chimpanzee. They're not wrong. The big part of us is just an animal, looking to just worry for itself with no bigger purpose in mind, no greater picture of what the purpose of life is and what the greater good is. And we really need to overcome that, and it's very difficult. And Hashem gave us the opportunity of having this animal inside of us. So now we have what to offer to Him by sacrificing what seems to be the biggest sacrifice right now. Because this animal and the Yetzer Hara make things look very, very compelling. And we really need this. And we all know how difficult it is to overcome something that feels so strong that we want it and we need it. But that right there is an opportunity to come closer to Hashem. Because when we slaughter that force inside of us, that feeling that we really need this for our life, and we give that away to Hashem, and we sprinkle that warm-blooded, raging blood inside of us on the Mizbeach of Hashem, in the fire of our neshama, that brings us closer to Hashem, because we've made space in our life, and that mamash brings down shefa into our life. And it makes us closer, which is the real idea of a korban, is to mamish take the animal and give it to Hashem. And that's why we really have to thank Hashem. To thank Hashem that we have the animal. And it's not easy. And sometimes it feels like the animal's getting the better of us. And we don't even know which part of us is human, which part of us is animal, which part of us is neshama. But that's the avodah of a korban. To be aware of what the animal is. And that's why every korban needed to be checked from women. It's sometimes 4 days. It was like a process of getting to know the animal. And really not like letting it go and be like, well, I'm basically good. But no, checking the animal. Getting to know it well. And then we're able, when these times come, when the animal really, when the bull is really getting angry, then we can say, wow, let me take this bull, grab it by the horns, and sacrifice this to Hashem. And that actually makes us closer to Hashem. And sacrificing the short term makes us have good in the long term. That's just the way Hashem made the world. That we should be partners in creation by giving Him something that we have. Because otherwise, what do we have to give Him? We don't have to give Him, He has everything. But inside of us, that struggle, we have the choice to go with the animal, and when we don't, we've given that to Hashem, and that's a very real thing. And that's the most real thing. The most real thing is the human struggle, the human consciousness. And when we elevate our consciousness and we decide to give up something for Hashem, that's the biggest thing we can do for Him and for ourselves. and make the world a more closer to Hashem place. And we should be this year still to bring the Korban Pesach to Hashem and have Geula Shlema with Shabbos.